a jerk. First of all, I want to say, if you are sitting, let's say, on that side of the room and you cannot see your child, now would be an excellent time to relocate yourself. We're actually going to be going through our warm-up sequence and going through the daily exercises and routines that we do, and this is a good moment to come up front or over there on the side, take some pictures, or relocate yourself. So please feel free to do that. The first thing that we're going to show you is our breathing exercises. Now, the reason why we do this is it increases the lung capacity and gives them better tone, so better sound on the instruments. So. Another nice side effect to doing on breathing exercises is it kind of calms them down, gets them ready to perform. The next thing we're going to do is echo patterns. So I'm going to say a rhythm and they're going to play it with their mouthpiece only. It kind of sounds like a duck for most of the instruments. Now, the reason why I was using my falsetto voice, so that really manly high voice, is because it was for all the brass players. They actually can change the pitch of their instruments, so they can get higher and lower. So it kind of is a good practice for them to do that. And I also like singing in falsetto. The next thing we're going to do is play hum ah. So they're all going to play one note. I'm going to cut them off, so I'm going to hum whatever that note is, and they're going to sing in their head the next 3 notes that they're going to do. Now, the reason why we do this is it actually makes it so that they can play better in tune, and it makes it so that eventually they will be able to get a piece of music, look at the piece of music, and know what it'll sound like just by looking at the music on the page. So if they keep practicing this, it will really pay off. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is tuning. Now, this kind of takes a little bit, because I'm going to go through every single person in here and make sure that their instrument is at the same starting point, essentially. This would be a really good time to come up and take a picture of your son or daughter, because it will be them individually playing, so please feel free to do this. Okay, now as you can tell, they all have their own unique sounds and different volumes. So what we're going to do now is balance exercise. So I'm going to move my hands. When my hands get closer, they're going to play softer. When my hands get wider apart, they're going to play louder. This is to develop a full ensemble sound, so that way they all sound very good together, not just by themselves. Now, after we get through all the sequences that we just did, we do something called melodic echo. So I sing a part, and then they actually play it back to me. I start off using solfege, so do, re, mi, fa, sol, so that way they know what note to do, and then eventually I just go do, 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 and they have to try and figure out what note it is. It's kind of like a musical guessing game that will make it so that eventually they can listen to a radio and go, I know exactly what that person just sang or played, and they'll be able to play it back. That was actually really impressive. I don't know if you could hear me singing, but for about the last 5 sequences, I was just going do 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 do. So I wasn't using any solfege. They're just using their ears and playing back what they heard, which is fantastic. I honestly couldn't even do that when I first started college, and I was on a performance scholarship for playing the drums. So that's very cool for them. If you could give them a round of applause. Okay, now the fun's going to begin. We're going to start with a combined piece called We Will Rock You. I'm sure you've heard this. And we are actually, we're actually going to be using the speakers that you see on stage. If you remember past concerts that you've been to with me, I usually play on a drum set. This time I'm making it a little more digital, so you'll actually hear some sounds from Queen. Now they sound really good right now. At the start of the year, to be 100% honest with you, they didn't really sound that good, because most of them hadn't played this. I'm now going to share with you, just like I did in the last concert, what your 5th graders sounded like the first time they played Hot Cross Buns.
Fun, first time through. 1, 2, ready.
right, now I'll share with you what they sound like playing the exact same song, except we're gonna add a little hip hop beat to it.
Get that baby out of here. So weird.
Okay, so we're going to have fifth graders playing hot cross buns and some hip hop. Huge improvement, obviously. Now, I'm going to embarrass the sixth graders. Here was them last year, their first song they ever did called Old Man There.
Here we go. Old Man There, first time through. 1, 2, ready.
I love the ending of that. Okay, now they're actually going to play a song called Johnson Blues with a short arrangement that I did. Helps when I plug it back in. Now we're going to go back to the fifth graders. They're going to play a song called Yankee Doodle. Now, the program I'm actually using to create all of these sound effects is a program called Ableton. And what I find fascinating about it is I could actually teach a class of high school students how to arrange all of this for elementary schools. So as far as like vertical collaboration, I kind of foresee a future where high school students are able to write music for elementary kids and be able to perform it live in concerts like this. So that's what I'm really excited about trying to do. This is kind of a prototype concept. But here is Yankee Doodle. Now the next song we're going to do, you may have heard in some of the elementary orchestra concerts. It's a song from a movie called Ice Castles. It's the main theme. And the sixth graders have two different parts on it. They get to pick which part they want to play. So you're going to be hearing two different sounds up here. Also on the accompaniment, you will actually hear some strings to try and make it match the original. interesting side note, they've actually learned, the fifth graders, about 60 songs this year, and at the very end of this semester, I had them vote on all the songs that they picked. And, all the songs that they want to play for this concert. And this one is Hey Ho, Nobody's Home. Now the sixth graders have actually learned about 80 songs this year, which is quite a lot. And these songs that they're playing right now, they actually picked which part they wanted to do, whether it was the melody, like the part that you go away singing, or the harmony, which is usually the underlying chords and whatnot. But this is La Bamba. Again, we're prototyping stuff up here. We're going to try this again.
Here we go. It's really hard to play with something that never messes up. So it's really impressive that they're able to play with something that is perfectly in time all the time. It's very difficult to do, as you're hearing. Now, next up, fifth graders are going to hard rock blues. They're going to do it 2 times. So the first time through, they're going to play it as written, and the second time on all the rest, they're going to improvise. So that means they're going to make up any notes they want on the rest. There's no wrong note. When all of them do that together, it sounds kind of like a train, or as some of them pointed out this afternoon, a train wreck. Alright, for the next song we're going to do, it's called Rock.com. And what I tried to do with the accompaniment was make it so they could experience what it would be like to actually be in a rock band. So there's a couple guitar parts and a rock drum set. Now the final song that the fifth graders are going to play by themselves is called Sweetie Sings the Donkey. Now it's a short song, and it's basically, the song goes, there's a donkey and he gets really angry whenever he's not fed. And at the very end, they play the sounds of the donkey. And I added some donkey sound effects as well, so you will hear a donkey at the end. But I hope somebody zoomed in on Kevin because that face was priceless at the end. Okay, the final song that we're actually going to be doing tonight is from a video game series, Legend of Zelda. This particular song is The Lost Woods. Sounds like some of you have heard it before. Now, the first time through when they play it, it's going to sound like it does in a traditional video game. It's just orchestral instruments playing. However, the second time through, I wanted to put it more in the style of this actual concert, so it gets pretty funky. What I actually did is I took sound effects from the video games, I put them into Ableton, and then I reworked them like a DJ would scratching a record. So the second time through, all the sounds that you hear of somebody fighting and screaming and all that, that's actually from the video game, and again, I'm just trying to make it sound like a DJ. So first time through traditional, second time through, a little more fun.
Give him one more round of applause. They are all wonderful people. This, unfortunately, is my last concert that I will be doing. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional up here. Had a surreal moment, so I'm gonna play. Thanks. Yeah. Sorry. The reason why this is my last year is because I'll actually be full-time at ASU. I'm working on my PhD in music education. Some awesome places and do some great things. I will definitely miss teaching your kids, so thank you.